And now, folks, to get your Halloween started early, from the mind of Timothy Burns to your mind, an original radio drama, Embers of Regret.
Welcome, ghouls and ghosts, for a spine-chilling tale from the Amber Waves Radio Hour. Today's tale is one of mystery, suspense, and horror. It is the story of a lonely kid, a haunted house, and loss. So get ready for some thrills and chills in tonight's terrifying tale, Embers of Regret.
I remember that night as clearly as I can see you now. The odd footsteps and breathing, that awful sound, the blood, the screams. Oh God, the screams! Danny screams! Danny! Danny! Oh God, what's happening to you? Please talk to me, please!
It's all right. Try to calm down. You're safe here. Can you start from the beginning?
I'll try. It was my first semester at a new school. We moved here a few months earlier for Dad's new job. I'm not very active socially and mostly stick to maintaining my grades, so I really hadn't managed to find any friends yet. I spent most lunch periods alone and just tried to get through the day.
That's a bit far back. Tell me about that day.
I'm getting there. As I said, I spent most lunch periods alone, so I was very surprised when Frankie and her gang sat next to me.
Frankie?
Francine Newman, the most popular girl in school and the biggest bully. Her dad is the superintendent of the district and she can do no wrong in his eyes. She did whatever she wanted with zero consequences. When I saw her approaching, I had tried to get up and leave. Hey! Oh! Hey, Frankie! Nice to see ya! Well, I'd better be off to my next class.
Hey, not so fast, Jerry. I mean, the gals and I just want to talk.
Look, I've told you several times, I'm not going to help you cheat your way through the year. I don't care who your daddy is or how popular you are. Now, if you'll excuse me...
I promise I'm not going to hurt you, okay?
Okay?
Good. We've been watching you for several weeks now, and I gotta say, we're impressed.
We are? I mean, yeah, we are, yeah. Yeah, of course we are.
Yeah.
Impressed? With me?
Yeah, I mean, the way you've stuck to your guns and haven't caved into pressure, you have a certain amount of loyalty to yourself, which I can respect. That got us thinking. We think you might be a good fit for our group, don't we? I said, don't we?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Gee, that's, nice. Thanks.
Well, of course, there is just a little matter of initiation.
Right, of course. Initiation. What would I have to do?
You know the old Simmons place?
I believe so. That's supposed to be haunted, right?
Sure is. They say some cult used the place for demonic rituals. It's never been confirmed, but apparently they summoned something so terrible, none of them made it out alive. Supposedly, the police found their bodies so mangled, they were barely recognizable. To this day, people swear they've heard horrifying screams coming from the place. Some ghost hunters tried to investigate it once, Well, nobody knows why, but none of their equipment would work inside. Legend says, if you can stay in the house past midnight, even for a minute, you'll wind up like those bodies.
What do I have to do?
Well, if you can last till midnight, you're in. Simple as that.
And if I don't?
Oh, no harm, no foul. We'll have to tell everyone what a flake you are, of course.
I guess I was pretty desperate for any friends that I actually decided to try and go through with it. I'd never completely believed in the supernatural before, so I didn't feel like I had anything to lose. I had no idea at that time what was in store for me or what would happen to Danny.
You mentioned that name before. Who is Danny?
My little brother. Oh, God. I can't do this. Please don't make me keep going.
I'm sorry, but I need you to continue.
After school that day, I told my folks that I made a few friends and that they wanted to hang out after dinner. I guess that they were so happy for me, they didn't bother asking any questions. They just told me to be safe and not make a ruckus when I got home. Danny must have overheard about it from the hallway because he wouldn't stop bothering me about it.
So, hanging out with some friends, huh?
Yes, Danny, some friends. Is that so unusual? Why do you care?
For you? Yeah, it's odd. Seeing as how you spend all your time cooped up in your room by yourself, I've never seen you bring any friends home.
Fine, I get your point.
So, who are your new friends? Well, are they cool? What do they look like?
None of your business, dweebo.
You're the dweebo. What? Are you too embarrassed to tell me? Oh, I bet I know. These new friends of yours? It's a guy, isn't it?
No, it is not a guy.
Jerry's got a boyfriend. What's his name?
I'm not telling you. Besides, it's not a boy. This is not a date. Now will you shut up already?
Fine. I'll be quiet. Hey, Mom! Dad! Jerry's got a...
Ouch! You bit me!
Will you put your hand on my mouth?
Look, I'm telling you for the last time, there is no boy, and this is not a date. I'm just meeting a bunch of girls from school to hang out for a bit, okay?
Okay, well, if it's not a date, then can I come, huh? Can I?
No!
God, gee, come on, Jerry, please.
I said no. This is not for little kids,
Hey,
okay?
I'm not little. I'm only like 3 years younger than you are.
Look, I don't care. You're not going to come with me. Besides, isn't your bedtime like an hour away?
We'll check back in on Geraldine in a moment. For now, let's hear a word from one of our sponsors.
Finally, a peaceful day off. What to do first? Perhaps a mid-morning snack. Oh, for Pete's sake. Honey, we've got another one.
That's the third portal to hell this week. Well, I've had it. Either we find a way to stop this from happening, or I'm leaving. I mean it. I can't take another late night trip to the bathroom only to open the lid and see another horrifying blob of jabbering teeth and tendrils snapping at me.
If only there was a way to prevent this.
Unwanted portals to hell popping up in your house?
Ah!
Who are you?
And yes, they are.
Sorry about the dramatic entrance. I'm Deborah Droom.
And I'm Darren Droom from Droom's Demon Portal Prevention Services.
We help folks like you with unwanted portals to hell.
Wow, what convenient timing. Well, how exactly do you prevent these portals from popping up?
Our experts install a thick ring of salt around your residence and carve various sigils of protection into your walls.
Then we chant and make a small blood offering. That's it!
No more portals to hell.
Wow! How much does this cost?
We don't concern ourselves with money.
We'll just need the thing you love the most as a sacrifice.
What?
It's a deal.
Droom's Demon Portal Prevention Services.
If you need us, just scream.
We know where you are.
Now, let's check back in on Geraldine.
I see. What happened next?
Danny stormed off, and I didn't see him till later that night. At 8 o'clock, I said goodnight to my parents, and then I hopped on my bike and I started riding toward the old Simmons place. It must have taken me longer than I thought to get over there because Frankie and her bunch were starting to walk away from the place when I got there.
Come on, Frankie, let's bounce. The nerd's not coming.
She'll be here. I saw it in her eyes. She'll do anything to fit in.
Fine. But if she ain't here in the next 30 seconds, I'm out of here.
Yeah, me
I'm hungry.
Oh, you're always hungry. Look, if I say she'll be here, she'll be here.
I'm here. Sorry, it took a little longer to get up the hill than I thought.
Fine. Good to see you, Jerry. You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be, I guess. Can I at least have a flashlight?
Of course. What kind of heartless jerk would I be if I sent you in there with nothing? Here.
A lantern? Seriously? Does this thing even work?
Electronics don't work in that place, remember? So it's this or nothing. Now, you remember the deal, right? If you can last till midnight, you're part of the group.
And if I don't, no harm, no foul, but you'll tell everyone I'm a flake. I got it. Well, better get going, I suppose. See you all at midnight.
Not unless we see you first.
I started making my way toward the front door. It looked the way you'd expect a real haunted house to look. Dead vines covering various portions of the house, old paint chipped and peeling away, broken windows, an overgrown lawn, and of course, it wouldn't be complete without a bunch of crows that took off as soon as I entered the property. I was almost to the door when I turned around to look back to see if Frankie and her gang were still watching me. They weren't. They had vanished. If they had never been there. And as odd as that was, I decided to press onwards. I inched my way towards the front door, and a sudden wave of unease just washed over me. I felt my fingers tremble as I reached for the door. Before I could even lay a hand on the knob, an icy gust of wind blew from behind me and just flung the door open. You can do this. You just need to last till midnight. That's not so bad, right? It's just a house. Just mortar, stone, and some wood. What could possibly go wrong? I would grow to regret saying those words.
We'll be right back to our tale of terror in just a moment. But first, a message from our sponsor.
Are you sure this will work?
Of course I'm sure. Now, sit down while I finish this. Let's see. Roasted coffee beans, cricket legs, water, bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Soon I'll have a potion to make your energy double.
That doesn't fit the rhythm scheme.
Shut up. Now, just for a little taste.
Oh my goodness! Are you okay?
Never better, dearie! With over 300 milligrams of caffeine in every bottle of this Cricket brand coffee, you'll be awake before your first sip!
Well, that's incredible!
No! It's Cricket brand coffee! Get some now, or be cursed with low energy for life!
And now, back to our chilling tale.
I slowly made my way into the house and carefully selected a place to sit down. To say it was filthy would be an understatement. There must have been a layer of dust, at least 6 inches deep, covering all surfaces. I sat there for what must have been an hour, watching the remainder of the light slowly fading and listening to the house settle. The first few cracks and pops set my nerves on edge. I don't know whether it was the creepy atmosphere or the thought of the house collapsing on me where I sat, but I felt like I couldn't just stay where I was. Somehow, I worked up the courage to start exploring. By that time, it was nearly pitch black inside, so I decided to try to get the lantern lit. Luckily, I always kept a matchbook on me. You never know when you may need a light in the dark. It took a few attempts and at least a half a dozen matches, but I managed to get it lit, and so I began exploring. I started with the kitchen. A small pool of stagnant water had gathered on the floor, probably from a recent storm. Mold-encrusted dishes filled the sink, and the bones of some small creature were left on the floor after some predator's meal. I opened the pantry doors next, and a wave of moths and cockroaches flooded around me. It's just a bunch of bugs. Nothing to be worried about. What was that? Hello? Is anyone there? Must be my imagination. Okay, let's see. 9:45. Still a couple hours to go. What the hell? Frankie, is that you? Look, this isn't funny. Look, whoever this is, just stop it, okay? It won't work. By this point, I'd had enough and decided to venture upstairs to see for myself what was going on. I could feel the stairs bending and cracking with each step. The journey to the top felt as though it lasted an eternity. But eventually, I reached the landing. Somehow, this area seemed even more run down than the previous floor. I began making my way down the hallway when I heard those same footsteps. They almost seemed to be mirroring my own, and I suddenly had the feeling that I was being watched. A few more steps, and I'd reach the first door. I slowly moved my hand toward the doorknob.
Oh! I got you. What's the matter? Are you scared, Jerry? I bet you almost wet yourself.
It wasn't funny, Danny!
Speak for yourself. I thought that was hilarious.
Well, it wasn't! Oh, damn it, Danny! What are you doing here anyway? Aren't you supposed to be at home asleep?
Well, you wouldn't let me come with you or tell me anything about it, which is weird, so I just snuck out and followed you. What are you doing here anyway? Isn't this place supposed to be haunted?
Supposedly. Look, I wouldn't expect you to fully understand, but I'm just not that great at making friends, okay? I'm not as outgoing as you are. Everyone just thinks I'm a goody-goody who's friends with the teachers and only cares about getting good grades and following the rules. So, when the most popular girl in school said that she respected me and offered me a chance to be a part of her group, I took it. Is it ideal? No. But all I have to do is stay here for a couple more hours and I'm in. So why don't you just leave me in peace and go home?
Or we could play hide and seek to pass the time. 1, 2, 3, not it!
What? Danny! Stop! Danny! Oh, damn it, Danny!
What happened next?
I didn't feel like putting up with Danny's nonsense, so I went back downstairs and I just tried to ignore him. Another hour passed. I sat on the sofa while Danny would occasionally try to scare me with over-the-top ghost voices and tried to get me to play with him.
Help me!
Needless to say, I decided to ignore him in the hopes that he would get bored and go home. By the time 11 o'clock rolled around, I hadn't heard from Danny in a while. I assumed he'd given up and gone home. It was dark and quiet. I'd been dozing off, so it would have been easy for him to sneak past me without me even noticing. When I came to, it was around 11:30. Just 30 minutes to go. I got up to look around one more time, and that's when I heard those heavy footsteps directly behind me, along with the heavy breathing. I whipped around, and nothing was there. It had to be my mind playing tricks on me, I thought. I turned back around to find Frankie towering over me, smiling.
How's it going, Jerry?
Don't do that!
I see you're still here. I'm impressed. Most don't make it past an hour. Remember, just 30 more minutes to go and you're in.
To be honest, beyond the general dirt and grime, it really hasn't been all that bad. Creepy? Sure, but haunted? I don't know about that.
Help, Jerry! Someone's got me!
What the hell was that?
Oh, for Pete's sake, he's still here. My little brother Danny. He followed me. He snuck in. He's been trying to mess with me. Just ignore him.
Okay, I'm all for a good joke, but that doesn't sound like a joke scream.
Ignore it. He's just trying to get my attention again. He'll stop in a minute. See? On the other hand, Danny? Come on, this isn't funny. Where are you?
Come on, kid. Where you at?
Jerry! Help me!
Stop it, Danny. Look, I told you this isn't funny. Where are you?
Help me! Help me! It hurts!
Oh my God. I expected to see Danny inside, but what I found was a mangled, bloody mass of bones and flesh just writhing on the floor. I wanted to bolt out of there as fast as I could, but then I noticed its eyes. They were filled with terror and pain, and yet they seemed familiar. Danny? Oh God, what the hell happened to you? No, this can't be real. This is just my mind playing tricks on me again.
No, I think this is real. I thought the stories about this place were just a hoax, but this isn't right. We gotta get out of here.
No, not yet. We gotta do something. I mean, that's my brother, and I gotta help him.
But look at it, Geraldine. What do you propose we do, huh? Pray for it? Do a spiritual dance? It won't work. This thing is beyond saving. I'm not helping with this abomination. It's not real. It can't be. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Is that real enough for you? Look, I don't care if you let me in your little group or not, but we're not leaving until we find a way to help Danny. You got that? Then we can get the hell out of here.
Screw you. I'm getting out of here right now. Jerry! Get me out of this! Help me, damn it! Help me!
Sister! Help me!
Geraldine! Help me!
It's not real. It's not real. It can't be real.
Stop sitting there and help me get out of this, you bitch!
Sister! Help!
Shut up! Stay away from
It's not real. It's not real. I said stay away from me.
It hurts!
God, I wish I'd never come here tonight. This is all my fault.
Jerry! No!
I'm so sorry, Danny. That's everything. That's the whole story. I should have tried harder to save it, to save Danny. Oh God, it's all my fault. Danny, I'm so sorry.
I see. Well, that's an incredible story. But I'm afraid it sounds to me like just that. A story. Now, we would normally be charging you with arson and destruction of property, but seeing as how that place was condemned and likely to fall down on its own, we'll let you off with a light sentence, and you'll have to spend some time in juvie.
But what about Danny or Frankie?
Well, those will be filed as missing persons. We'll do what we can to locate them.
The bodies, didn't you see anything?
Miss, we went through the wreckage of the house when the fire stopped, and we didn't find any human remains to corroborate that part of your story. Sorry, kid.
Well, folks, that wraps up another episode from the Amber Waves Radio Hour. Today's episode was written by Timothy W. Burns. We hope it warmed your hearts and your homes. Till next time, sleep tight.